I always felt it was a privilege to have a period of 11 years where maybe I couldn't speak and I couldn't converse in a way that everyone else could, because it allowed me to see things in a different way.
All around the world, every parent's wish is to have their bundle of joy, learn to crawl and to walk at a certain age, talk at a certain age, and hopefully read and write in the foreseeable future. When this doesn't go according to plan, it raises a lot of eyebrows. This is the story of parents who did not give up on their child, even when he could not speak a single word at the age of 11 and could not read or write at the age of 18. Today, this particular child is the youngest black professor in the whole wide world, achieving this magnificent feat at the age of just 36. Little is known about the circumstances of the birth of Jason Arday, this precious child who was born in 1985 in Clapham in South London. But when he was born, he missed most of his childhood milestones. At the age of 3, he was diagnosed with autistic spectrum disease, secondary to global developmental delays. Many of his teachers did not think that he had any chance of succeeding in his studies. In his own words, he said, "Not many teachers at school had any belief in me. Educational psychologists and behavioral therapists were very robust in their assessment that I will struggle in later life and I will need assisted living." True to their words, Jason could not speak a single word at the first 10 years of his life. Yes, the first decade of the life of Jason, he could not utter a single word. As time went on, Jason proved those developmental psychologists wrong. His parents, however, did not give up on him. They supported him all the way and they believed in him. They knew deep down their heart that this child was precious and he had something significant in him that the world needed to know.
At 18, my mum had got to a point where there was only so much she could do, and she was brilliant, even though she had this belief that, you know, he'll do something okay, but she just decided, I need someone else to believe in him as much as I believe in him.
His mother exposed him early to music. That changed his perspective to life. He spent that particular period in his life that he was not able to communicate, to pay a lot of attention to himself. He used that period to discover himself, and he understood how the world works in his own perspective. He started to speak at the age of 11, but it seemed it was too late for him since he could not read or write. It looked like he was far behind, and his dream of becoming a great person that will change the world may never come to pass. But his parents did not give up. At college, Jason could still not read or write, but he met an angel of a teacher who had more than a passion to teach and went the extra mile to provide the needed support that Jason needed. He saw the bright future in this promising black boy who could not write or read at that age. The name of this fantastic teacher is Sandro Sandre. He supported Jason in his own spare time, teaching him, and by the time Jason turned 18, he could now read and write. That is amazing. He completed his undergraduate degree in physical education at the University of Surrey. When he was just 22 years old, 4 years after he learned how to read and write, he suggested he was going to do a PhD to Sandro Sandre, the man that taught him how to read and write, and he encouraged him to go ahead. He told him that if he was able to excel in that particular field, which he believed he would, his story will be the greatest story in the whole world. He believed that he was capable of taking the world by storm.
There's one thing you said to me which I never forgot, and it was when I was 22, and I said to you I was thinking about doing a PhD, and you said to me, like, you know, it would be the greatest story in the world if the kid who didn't know how to read and write was managed to get a PhD, like, and you said, like, I think, you know, we can take on the world, or you can take on the world and you can win.
He later went to acquire a Master of Arts degree in education at St. Mary's University, Twickenham. He did his post-graduation in general education at the Institute of Education. He did his MEd at Liverpool John Moores University. He was awarded a doctorate of philosophy in education when he was just 36. In March of 2023, Jason will go down in history as the youngest black professor when he takes up a job at Cambridge University at the Department of Sociology, becoming the 6th black professor in Cambridge. Currently, there are only 155 black professors in the whole of the United Kingdom out of 23,000 total professors, according to the Higher Education Statistics Agency in 2021. His area of interest is race and racism and how it affects academic outcomes. He said in one of his interviews, "My work focuses primarily on how we can open doors to more people from disadvantaged societies and backgrounds to truly democratize higher education." What lesson can we learn from the life of Jason Arday? One thing that is conspicuously clear is that every parent must understand that all children are unique. No two children are the same, and every child has the potential to develop to become whatever they want to be. What they need is the right environment and the needed support for them to be able to achieve it. Teachers also have a major role to play in the development of children that they teach. Teachers are not only required to teach the courses they are paid to teach, but they should go the extra mile to see beyond what their eyes can see and to see into the future of their children and go the extra mile, just like Sandro Sandre did in the case of Jason Arday. He took his time and used his spare time to teach this young professor how to read and write, even when it seemed like he was already too late and far behind. All of us should also appreciate the fact that every child is a blessing from God. No matter how a child may be, that child is unique and may carry a divine potential. And when that child is given the needed environment, he'll be able to excel. Every misfortune, they say, is a blessing. I know you have learned one or two things from this particular story, and I know that we will see the story of Jason Arday as an inspiration, that if you are a parent that has a child with special needs, do not give up on this particular child. Do not write them off and say they can never make it, because every child is special. They just need the right environment to be able to excel. Thank you very much for listening to this story. And if you are new to this channel, why don't you click on the subscribe button and the notification bell? Click on the like button to encourage us to do more videos of this nature so that you'll be able to impact the world and give positivity to this society, so that the world will know that this life will be more impactful if people decide to love one another and do the right things. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again in another story. Bye-bye.